Peace, love, wholeness, divine love chosen. Welcome back to the channel. If you're seeing this, that means this message is for you. So receive it as it resonates. If it don't, just let it fly and keep it pushing, y'all. Let's go ahead and receive some clarity from our ancestors and the divine most high. See what needs to be illuminated at this time, here and now. Receive some emotional clarity, because we ain't finna be stressing about nothing. Okay. Gratitude. I hope y'all are doing well, taking care of yourselves, doing the best you can for you and yours in the here and now. Ancestors, clarify what needs to be illuminated at this time. We got success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. You are successful in the here and now, divine love chosen. Feeling safe. I feel like on one hand, Spirit could be saying like, this is your safe space. This is your safe space. And we've been guiding you to cultivate this space for yourself for a while. And you needing to fight the resistance, the projections of resistance that you are receiving from other people, because this is your safe space. This is your safe space to deeper understanding yourself and deeper understanding your divine love chosen. So continue to fight the resistance and the projections. But you showing up is success. Honoring your cosmic power. Remembering yourself. This is your ancestors saying that you don't need to cultivate a safe space anywhere else. Because that should flow naturally. And so Spirit just wants to remind you, your ancestors want to remind you to remembering yourself and remembering your safe space that you have been guided to. Gratitude. You are successful in the here and now, divine love chosen. Let's receive some clarity. Okay? Again, there could be some resistance, avoiding the conversation. And you can feel the resistance, and Spirit wants to remind you to fight the resistance. Okay. There could be micromanaging energies in your energy. And Spirit is reminding you, like, I know you don't like that micromanaging energy. It could also be like you're in the energy of feeling like you don't like having to feel like you have to micromanage either, just to be heard. Or feeling exhausted by the conversation, so now you avoid the conversation. Your granddaddy and great granddaddy ancestors and guides are with you. Gratitude. There could be a Taurus friend in your energy. If there are any content creators working in spite of your energy, they are receiving some sort of backfire. Instead of supporting you, all is one. Yeah, you feel safe because you value your sacred sexual energy. Your ancestors are your ancestors have you in this feeling safe energy because you are not in this lustful energy. You are not still moved by lust, moved by these energies, to whereas you have to take on the spiritual what you call it, residue from other people, or somebody that you love as well. So when those frequencies that aren't yours are projected, or when the frequencies of confusion, when the frequencies of fear are projected or are present in your energy, you know how to alchemize that energy instead of being in emotional chaos or confusion. All right, they want you in that energy, but you ain't in that energy. Okay, you value yourself. You love yourself. Okay. And sometimes you could be triggered into it, right? You could be triggered to remember, and like I said, remembering why you are in the energy that you are in, and holding yourself to a higher standard. There also could be a lot of lustful energies around you, okay? And so it's not like you are in this energy of denial, because it's a part of our humanity, but at the same time, it's not in control of your reality or your emotional well-being, okay? There could be some materialistic energy going on with the eighth house illuminated, merging sex, intimacy, shared finances, inheritances, assets, Okay? And I feel like you are breaking free from that projected energy as well. Right? Needs to take time to heal from the past. Okay? You're my baby. Yeah. So, yeah. The materialistic energy, right? Rooted in egomania could be needing to take time to heal from the past projections or the past pressures. Um, this could be feminine and masculine energies. Yeah. What else needs to be illuminated? We got Cancer in the energy, Capricorn front in the energy. Okay, there could be past love energy that is or that has like triggered, okay, this energy, or that is sitting in this energy. Okay, Cancer feminine energy, who's in this very highly materialistic energy. It could be a Capricorn friend that is affected by this as well. It's like I feel like somebody could be experiencing or remembering the trauma from the past, which is causing them to shut down or go into this fight or flight mode, and then masking like it's not there, and then the energy is present, right? The energy of what they done been through in the past is present, even through the denial of it affecting your present here and now. When you remember trauma, it's best to accept the trauma for what it is, right? And accept the remembrance of the trauma so you can go through the motions and get grounded and centered in your core values rather than taking on the perspective or the pressures or the traumas from people from the past that have tried to break you, have tried to use you, have tried to belittle you, have tried to dehumanize you or make you feel like you weren't good enough. Okay? Yeah. Toxic masculine energies. And with this Cancer energy, I'm picking up Cancer feminine or Cancer moon energy. So, yeah, you could be guided to unfollowing the monitoring energies. Okay, there could be toxic masculinity dealing with this incest energy. Taurus energy. One touch from you can shift them entirely. Okay? And this could be feminine energies, Venus energy coming up as well. Yeah, there could be energies that want you to exhaust yourself. Spirit is tap dancing on their heads though. Yeah, be mindful of people who are in this abusive divination or hyperascension energy. There could be people in the energy that would rather listen to karmics. Avoiding daddy wound. Cancer masculine. So what signs do we see heavily in this energy? We see Cancer and Capricorn so far. Trying to align with your energy in another being or person. Okay, we got a Scorpio friend in the energy. Present awareness. Valuing present awareness. Keep your distance from karmic family. They are still in this vindictive energy. They project you hold a superiority complex because your confidence triggers inferiority within them. There could be energy of polyamory that's rooted in genuine, open, communal love. And what that means is just the real of what polyamory actually is, okay? When multiple people fall in love together in togetherness, where each individual is in love, genuinely in love with everyone involved. And not in the sense of greed and lust, where one person believes that they should be able to have 4 or 5 or 6 different partners. To themselves in kind of like a closed, disconnected, greedy energy. There's a clear difference, right? And people like to throw around polyamory sometimes as an excuse to having multiple relationships. And this isn't talking about, because I did see a video about this the other day, but this isn't talking about, when you're in a relationship with somebody and you decided to commit to somebody and you have friends that you love, right? And you have a genuine love or a bond with, or a destined, bond with, or a soul tie with, right? Real polyamory is a group relationship where everybody in that group is openly in love with each other and genuinely in love with each other and openly communicative and healing and love. Okay, now when one person feel like, I just got so much love and I love this person, this person, this person, this person, and y'all can't love each other, but I love all of y'all and I want to be in a relationship with all of y'all. Like, what? Okay. But there seems to be a genuine energy. Sagittarius family, you have an anointed, resilient child. You could be picking up on energies of karmic family having murderous desires about you, gory desires. Coming for you spiritually and physically is a personal death wish. Okay, Cancer friend. You feel like cosmic home. We got an Aries family and a Sagittarius. Karmic past cloaking their emotions for you. Okay, but you already know that. These karmic past families or karmic past loves or karmic past friends are not emotionally honest or vulnerable or transparent. So their energy is cloaked, deceptive. They want an energy siphon from you without supporting you. They want to possess you. And it's just not happening, okay? Underestimating your intellect. Again, it's not happening, right? You have cultivated your own emotional safe space, and your ancestors have ensured that you do, or you have, or that you have been doing so for your personal healing journey, especially after they had tried to get you with cancer or any other health issues that are directly connected to your emotional suppression that you grew up in, and directly connected to your traumas, your emotional traumas, and the resentment and the anger and the sadness and sorrow and the suppressed joy and the suppressed happiness and peace and all of those things, emotional blockages from your past. Your ancestors have been guiding you to cultivate this safe space for yourself, first and foremost. Learning the lessons that you need to learn. Healing yourself in the here and now in the ways in which that you are guided to do so. You don't have to have all of the knowledge in the world. You don't have to have all of the studies and validations in the world, and but your sacred wisdom. Okay, let's go ahead and pull. Yeah, they could be codependent energies. Okay, forgive yourself for these codependent energies. Forgive yourself for your projections. Okay, you could be in the energy of forgiving yourself and forgiving others. They can't handle the responsibility of real love. But real love is not rooted in codependency, I believe. I feel like it's rooted in the balance. There's a divinely aligned feminine in the energy. Gratitude. Silence only empowered you. Okay. Whatever mental entrapment that was tried on you only backfired. Okay. There could be people in that energy or past feminine energies that feel like you hold a superiority complex because you value yourself. You ain't worried about it. Okay, you are a divinely aligned feminine. When you can be honest about how you feel, when you can exude this loving energy, when you can read the energy clearly, and you are going to make people who have to lie about how they feel, who have been hiding how they feel, and who have been, who have to be very selective and manipulative about how they feel or what they're going through. You may trigger inferiority within them, and it may infuriate them. Okay? That's out of your control. All right. Emotional energy for my divine love chosen at this time in the here and now. Panic. It reminds you to slow your breath, calm down, and reassess the situation. You have the ability to recover from chaos and regain control. Period. You're not finna panic about anything really. You're in a very sacred time of your life right now, and you're not finna panic or get too worked up emotionally about anything. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't for you. Just period. Oh well, too motherfucking bad. Cause you're not about to. No, it's just it's not you're not going for it. Oh well, if peace is boring. Oh the fuck well. I'm here to come up out of that energy, heal that energy, alchemize that energy, learn my divine feminine energy, honor my divine feminine energy, and create with my life. Period. Do what I'm here called to do. Period. All that panicking and stressing and emotional overstimulation and, besides obviously being a mother and raising children, you know, you're not about to let any other grown, able adult put you in that energy. Just period. Yeah. You live in this energy of gratitude. Okay, let gratitude be a part of your life and remind you to focus on the beautiful things around you. Let gratitude be a part of your everyday life. Somebody could be avoiding a breakthrough. A breakthrough reminds you that despite current difficulties, every effort is paving the way for your success. But somebody could be avoiding a breakthrough. You need to be grateful for your life. With repression at the bottom of the deck, through expressing, you will find inner freedom. And that's why we got to be mindful, because enabling somebody else to suppress how they feel, or enabling other people's suppression or repression, can in turn turn around on you, right? And have you in this suppressed, repressed energy. And the moment your feminine energy feels that, your feminine energy is ready to escape. But Spirit is saying, don't even trip, because you have cultivated, and they have cultivated for you this safe space, so that you're not stuck, so that anybody else's, difficulties in their own life isn't affecting you on a deep internal and emotional level. So fight the resistance and keep showing up for you. And in turn showing up for your divine love chosen. Having the courage to heal from your past and being surrounded by people rooted in materialism and egomania, and loving people the most in your life that is rooted in materialism, egomania, and greed. Anxiety, the future. It reminds you to let go of the fear of the future and focus on the present. Only in the here and now can you find true peace. Period. Again, bringing your confusion, or how do I say it? Bringing the projections and the emotional dysfunction or confusion to your safe space. Instead of allowing the anxiety to affect your life the ways in which, they want it to feel like, ego is in control of some shit. Yeah, people can't stand feminine ego. I seen this other video the other day that was saying something about how, men got it worse in society or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, men been rooted in ego so long, or masculine energies, I should say, because it could be feminine masculines as well. Been rooted in ego so long that when divine feminine, steps up in her ego, they feel like, oh, women is worse and all this other shit. Yeah, because you don't like that mirror. Just period. You don't like that mirror, that reflection, and what the divine feminine represents. And the subtle power the divine feminine naturally has, even though the divine feminine ain't concerned or worried about having power. Divine feminine has power because divine feminine is careless about power tripping. Divine feminine has power because divine feminine doesn't have to smear, with ill intentions, people that they've ever loved. Divine feminine is going to stand up for herself. Divine feminine is going to call out the fuck shit in the energy when it's illuminated, and not going to allow people to exude that energy around her and live in that energy around her, taking advantage of her heart, her understanding, her empathy, her grace. But the divine feminine isn't going to stay stuck on that toxic feminine energy, or in that karmic energy or egotistical energy with spiteful intentions. Coming up on here day in and day out talking about the same shit, illuminating the same traumas and mistreatment from people of the past. The divine feminine is actually doing the work to heal and move on from these karmic family members, karmic people from the past, karmic friends. The divine masculine is also going to do the same thing in alchemizing that sacred rage healing from the traumas of the past, affirming themselves without having to prove to anybody else, without having to be validated by anybody else, let alone the divine feminine. Affirming who they are so that it's in their frequency when they move. Affirming their core values so it's in their frequency when they move, instead of being rooted in ego and needing that validation or needing to prove their core values. Being honest with themselves so that they can show up in honest frequency with other people. Being honest with themselves so that their wounded masculine isn't moving around in toxic masculinity, power tripping, ego tripping, suppressing divine feminine. Okay? Let's get a few What's up, Queen of Pentacles? Like, what? But yeah, micromanaging energy. Okay, somebody could be avoiding a conversation. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Yeah, earth signs do definitely got that. Well, I'll say Virgo specifically, but definitely do got that micromanaging energy going on. Okay, so introspective that every little detail, every little spectacle of dust get on their nerves. Okay. Okay, but we love our earth signs. We love our earth signs. But yeah, get grounded, Queen of Coins. Get grounded. Not panicked, not worried. Go to your safe space. Allow the breakthrough in gratitude. Okay. You could be guided to go towards somebody. You could be having anxiety about somebody. You could be having anxiety about Gemini. Okay. Gemini could be in this energy. We got King of Coins at the bottom of the deck. Gemini could be in this energy, in their masculine energy, learning lessons about the material world, needing time to heal from the past. Gemini is going to, right, and that's the thing, like, when you're too graceful, right, when you're too understanding, or when you're very understanding, folks just expect you to just, you have this loving, open heart, like, like, yeah, Gemini is not going to hold on to none of the projections and none of the assumptions. But at the same time, Gemini has to protect themselves from taking on the anxieties being projected and the panic and anxieties and stresses being projected and the assumptions being projected because of your wounded past. You being in this Five of Swords energy because of your wounds from the past and projecting that energy onto the divine lover's energy. right? Your wounded past. And that's the thing. It's one thing to be able to be honest about it and acknowledge it, right? How the divine lover's love for self triggers your wounds, and acceptance of receiving love and ability to communicate, boundaries and ability to communicate what they need, what they deserve, and what they desire. Their love for self and their value in self, triggering your wounds from the past and your fears. And then the suppression of it, right? The denial of it, acting like it's not there. But we got the 8 of Coins. There could be an emotionally immature feminine in this 5 of Cups energy. Like in this balanced energy. I'll say balancing the skills. You could be in this energy of healing from demonizing projections as well. Folks being wounded in the past, so they project, trying to demonize your energy and what being skeptical about your energy and where you're coming from and your intentions. And automatically choosing to demonize you. Somebody could be in this energy existing from, or, being heavily worried or having anxiety, about their fears of the future and holding it back, right? Suppressing it. And then in this energy of like when it's ping-ponged onto your energy and you're picking it up and now you're triggered into old fears, right? And able to alchemize those old fears so that you're not stuck in the anxiety or the worry or the emotional chaos. Turning it in on you as if you have, or you're the one initiating that energy. That's so frustrating. That's one of the most frustrating things. Like, that's one of the most frustrating things. Like, everybody got fears and traumas and things that we done been through. But especially in somebody who, in a dynamic where there's somebody who's heavily masculine and somebody who is in heavily feminine energy or healing that feminine energy. The feminine energy is going to, and that's what happens with, karmic couples, right? Especially toxic masculinity. The feminine is a reflection of what the masculine is already feeling or in denial of feeling or suppressing. Regardless. So when they are in the energy of denial or lying, and your feminine energy just naturally picks it up, then they want to make it seem like you're the one going through all of this emotional instability, and again, to protect their ego, to protect that toxic masculinity, instead of being accountable for their fears, being accountable for the things that they deny within themselves. And this could be, you know, in karmic family, karmic relationships, or friendships, or even wounded family, friends, or relationships. But divine judgment is here for Emperor energy. Okay, somebody wants to work on reconciling. Okay. But again, gratitude. I hope it helps, hope it resonates. If it do, be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. If you need to find me anywhere, everything is in my description. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.